It would really be a travesty if we didn't honor this fantastic show. For a lot of us old folks that have been here, it is going to be so great to see one of the best shows this business has ever seen. And for a lot of you folks that don't know who I'm talking about, you're going to get to see what was some of the best radio of a particular era of the 80s and 90s that is something special that I don't know if that'll ever be done again. And you'll also get to meet some people who are really, really amazing and will always be a shining mark of our industry. And to get this whole party rolling, and I think we got everybody in here, do we? Pretty much everybody's all set to go? All right, what I want to do is there's some San Diego radio dignitaries, folks that have done all sorts of stuff within radio here in this town for a long time. And it's spearheaded by a guy by the name of Chachi. And I'd like to bring him up to the stage as we get this all going. And Chachi, I didn't say the name of the show. I thought I'd create some suspense. Ladies and gentlemen, Chachi, let him know.
Thank you, BJ. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Joining me, we've got Jagger and Christy of Magic 92.5. We've got Eddie from Rock 105.3, Rick Morton. We've got Rob from The Complete Sheet, John Jay of John Jay and Rich. Come on up, you guys. And set director Tracy Johnson. Also, Pedro, you should be up here as well, too. Where are you, man? I just saw you, but my apologies. You should absolutely be up here. But this is a crew that all really had an honor to be part of the incredible journey of the Jeff and Jer Showgram. On May 3rd of 1998, Jeff Detrow and Jerry Cesak and Tommy Sablan started something truly special right here. Over the years, the ensemble cast expanded to include Laura Cain, Randy Hoag, thank you, Pedro, and Emily Griffiths. The Showgram took a journey, and I'm sorry I'm not very loud, I'm shaking a little bit, my apologies. The Showgram's journey took them across 6 different stations over 30 years. Y95 from 98 to 1990, B100 from 1990 to 1993, Q106 from 1993 to 1997, Star 100.7, that's where I got to meet them and work with them, from 97 to 2005, Star 94.1, 2005 to 2009, and then Kixie from Kixie 96.5 from 2011 to 2017. Their impact went far beyond the airwaves. Following 9/11, they organized a human flag to support the first responders, drawing over 50,000 people. When fires ravaged San Diego, the Showgram raised over $1 million to add those in need. And they helped an anonymous caller escape an abusive relationship along with listeners. Then they raised $50,000 in one morning to secure her safety, leading to the creation of Becky's House, a shelter for families in crisis. In '96, they began breaking and entering Christmas, which is a tradition that still continues to bring joy today. The Jeff and Jer Showgram was instrumental in many of our careers, and all of us, I could say Benztown, and I think everyone sitting here wouldn't be who we are today if it weren't for them and what we learned from them over the years. And they were inducted, Jeff, Jer, and Tommy were inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame, and our good friend Art Scorsese has put together a quick highlight video that he was able to cut down, and Art was pretty pissed that he had to cut this down to 2 minutes, but Art, let's play this Radio Hall of Fame video.
Clock with Jerry St. James and Michael J. on the inside of your radio, peeking out this morning as usual, playing the hits while you're spraying your pits here.
Go. I thought what we could do is we could each get out a tub of parquet margarine and force it to say butter, huh?
In the morning, laughing is the most pleasurable thing you can do and having a good time.
Jeeves, bring the champagne. It's for Mr. St. James and his handsome new partner, Mr. Elliott.
Move to Magic with St. James and Elliott tomorrow morning.
San Diego's calling me.
I know what you're thinking. What's on cable?
Funny and shocking, those are 2 words that can easily be used to describe Jeff and Jer on the radio. Well, here are 2 other words, caring and compassionate.
They also used their radio talents to make a difference. Within days after the Oklahoma City bombing, in almost impromptu in nature, Jeff and Jer organized a huge community fundraiser.
Look at this, about another 100 cars just pulled into the sports arena parking lot. Keep them going.
San Diegans showed up by the thousands, and the dollars poured in.
Jeff and Jer, you've used your power to entertain to help heal, and for that we'd like to present you with the Channel 10 Leadership Award. Congratulations.
She wrote a letter to morning crew Jeff and Jer that she wanted to find her father, whom she's never seen. It was truly a moment to savor.
We're going to the parking lot of Jack Murphy Stadium, and we're going to make the world's largest human flag.
Jeff and Jer on B100. It's a beautiful morning in San Diego.
Jeff, Jerry, little Tommy, Randy, Laura, and Emily, it's an absolute honor to present you with these Celestial Commendations recognizing your outstanding contributions to radio and to America's finest city. Please come on up, you guys. Jerry, would you like to kick it off?
Hiya, kids. I generally don't look this reprehensible, but 2 days ago, somehow I managed to get myself a black eye. Who over 9 years old gets a black eye anymore? There we go.
We probably shouldn't have made Jerry the stunt boy.
And this little charming thing is a little knee replacement surgery I had not that long ago. Said to Jeff last night, my God, we are falling apart. Jesus.
Oh, thank you. You can keep your own.
This is your award. This is your award. Sorry. That was his other eye.
What is? What do we have in here? Yeah, we were out last night drinking dinner, and we had an agreement that 6 years ago maybe, we had the honor of being inducted into the National Radio Hall of Fame in Chicago, and some of you guys were kind enough to show. Oh, and if you were there, you might be interested to know they called me this morning, yesterday afternoon about 3 o'clock. Delilah finished up her acceptance speech. You had to be there. But Jeff and I thought together, as much of an honor and as humbling as it was to stand there in that room and see our pictures on the wall with Jack Benny and Bob Hope and Lou Jack and Wally Phillips, absolutely humbling experience. But to be here with you guys and with our dear sweet Don and have a morning show boot camp do something for us, it truly means more than getting into the National Radio Hall of Fame. So this is...
And radio's best friend, Art Vuolo.
Artie.
With the soundtrack of The Second Coming. Thank you for that. For the first time, I think, have you ever seen me write anything or prepare anything?
God,
no. No. We just never did, because we're so blessed with what you see right here, you know. And no, not that part, the connection. But I did write something down because this is important to me to look out, because I remember my first boot camp, and I called home and said, the best thing about this is to be in a giant room with hundreds of people who know what it is to want to go take a nap at 11 in the morning. And there's just something about all of us that I know we would have all been friends in school. I just love y'all. And so I wrote a little 2-paragraph thing. First of all, before I say that, I just want to say this was a total surprise to me because I didn't even know we were dead. So now some of you, we can't assume too much. Some of you may not know me, but as governor of Minnesota, as governor of Minnesota, I fought every day for DJ rights, for OSHA guidelines on headphone volumes, for mandatory in-studio and unlocked thermostats.
Oh, God.
As governor of Minnesota, I fought for 1 remote per weekend. And a national registry of known prize pigs. And now, with all of your hope, we will pass my bill for workplace safety for all stunt boys and stunt girls, otherwise known as Hairball's Law. Our show ended here 7 years ago, and still every day, I am so happy because I drive to downtown Chicago to a little one-light-on voiceover studio at the Moody Radio Network, and I still get to work in radio because I realized that it wasn't the money that I loved, it wasn't being semi-local famous that I loved.
Jesus, I love the money.
That's why he is retired. But I just love being around and being on and all things and all people radio. And so every day when I round the turn on the Stevenson I-55 and see the skyline of Chicago, I'm just filled with gratitude that in a couple of weeks, I'll be 69. It'll be 55 years since the day I signed on my 14th birthday. And I still get to do it. And I thank God that he gave me the quirkiness inside, which we all sometimes feel less than because we're made this way. But he made me this way so that I could do this for 55 years. So, and I met my wife, Chrissy, who's back there, at a radio convention. She was a DJ, so life is good. Thank you.
I just want to say I'm born and raised in San Diego, so this means a lot. And I was raised by a single mom. I grew up poor, so I want to thank radio, and I want to thank Jeff and Jer Showgram, and Pam Finn over there. I want to thank Chachi, Johnny Vega. I want to thank John J. This guy right here, Tracy Johnson, for hiring us many times. Robert Allen for all the hugs. You know, Eddie Papani, Rick Morton, who was on our show, and Jagger and Christie. I'll say this, Star 100.7 from the Jeff and Jer Showgram in 1997 to 2005. It's my opinion, it was the best lineup ever, led by Tracy. And we did a lot of magical stuff. And it's just so cool to be here. You know, May 3rd, 1988 to June 2017, we were on the air, and I round up to 30 years. And so it's been a good, fun ride. And I'm so proud that my kids, Eddie and Vanessa, are here. So if you're in radio, and I do want to thank some other people, Delana Bennett, she was part of our show. Jen Sewell, Bess Hanley, Dave Brandon, Greg Sims, they were part of the Jeff and Jer Showgram as well. And God bless them all, and thank you.
You know, I wish, just 1 second here for Laura says something. I wish this for all of you guys, and that is this. Jeff and I, from the second we went on the air, our first break in Detroit in 1982, it was never, ever work. It was never, for 1 second, our 33 years together, 28 here in San Diego, it was never work. And Jeff said something to a TV reporter one time, it's totally true. For us, it was high school with pay. And I just, you know, I wish that you guys have that too, because it's just an extraordinary gift that we have each other. I look at my life and I go, oh my God, it just doesn't seem fair that I would have Pam's. My wife and Jeff is
We're not fooling around or anything. They're separate.
To have Jeff as just more than a brother. If you ever listened to us, what you were listening to was a love affair between two guys. And it was absolutely tremendous gift. So we were out with Pam, my wife, who at the time brought us here. Don was our agent, and we went to lunch with her shortly after we got here, and she said something. I always remember this. She said, here, because we were always very concerned about compelling content, and you have to underline the word compelling, which means is that you're making them laugh, you're making them cry, You're making them think. And Pam said, well, here's what. If you find it interesting, they will find it interesting. And that is about having faith in your talent and what you're going to do on the radio. And when we're going to do a break, if what we're thinking about doing did not fulfill one of those three things, then we tossed it and played a record. No, then we tossed it and did something else. So this is an extraordinary thing that Don would invite us here, and we're all more than humbled by this fantastic experience.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm Laura Cain, and I've had the incredible privilege to work with all of these people for so long, 27 years, and my son just got married, okay, in Portland. I didn't cry. This, to me, is so incredibly important. Like, no, it was a mess. But, like, knowing that I was going to be with Jerry and Jeff and Randy and Tommy and Emily all in the same room again after all this time means the world to me, because we spent so much intimate time together. 5 hours a morning, all just alone, together, more than I spent with my husband, my kids, like intimate time, and we really knew each other, and we loved each other, and we laughed so much harder off the air than we did on the air. Funniest guys I've ever met in my life. I love them. I love you. I love you. I love you. I am so happy to be here. Thank you, Chachi, so much. I said hi to Randy. Okay, Randy. Okay, thank you guys so much for doing this. It means the world.
You go first.
Plus,
I'm just really thankful that they rescued me from the receptionist desk.
We did. Plus, Jesus, I love the money. Oh, my God.
I'll just say this. I had an incredible gift given me by God to work with these people. And I always say, if I ever needed a sign that God loved me, him putting me with these guys for almost 24 years was a gift. And if I could give you any advice at all, is if you work with people you love, hang on to it as long as you can and ride it as long as you can, because it's just a gift. Radio, working in radio is the best thing that ever happened in my life next to my wife and my kid. So, I'm honored to be here. I'm honored. I thank everybody for everything that you guys have done. Thank you, Tracy. He hired me.
And Randy, don't forget the junior mints from Costco when movie day on Tuesdays.
Thanks a lot, you guys.
I just want to close our little deal here just by first acknowledging my two best bosses ever happen to be here, Mike McVeigh and Tracy Johnson. I learned everything about not doing a shift, doing a show from these two guys. But what Randy said, if I could tell you something Jerry taught us, he always said, care enough, but not too much. And that created the mood in the studio where we were having fun, and we didn't. What I'm going to tell you is, when you're almost 69, sitting here, I hope you aren't, but God bless you. When you are, you won't remember the things that the broken pots that the engineers never come in and fix, or you won't remember that you were so different from that partner that it drove you nuts. You will remember moments, and it's just the best trip through life being a DJ. So thank you for having us here.
Thank you, everybody. Jeff, Jerry, Little Tommy, Laura, Randy, Emily, congratulations. Thank you, Jagger, Christy, Rick, Eddie, Robert, set director Tracy Johnson, John Jay, Ricky, thank you guys. And to Don, thank you, Don.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for them all one more time.